A little more fun on this night. Warriors hosting the Nuggets. Go to the fourth. Over a minute left in regulation. Warriors down 3. Steph from 3. Of course. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Tie game at 117. Just over 20 seconds left. Draymond to Steph. Looking. That's a deep 3. And of course it goes in. Clutch. Come on. Game tied at 120. Go to OT. 4 minutes into OT. Same score. Jimmy Butler to Steph. Money. Warriors go up 3 and under 30 seconds left in OT. Steph coast to coast to finish them off. 42nd career 40-point game since turning 30. Second most all-time, trailing only MJ, and the Warriors win at 137-131.
OKC, Indiana. For the Thunder this season, the games go 58 minutes. Double overtime Tuesday when SGA had 35. A mere appetizer for game 2. Fast forward to the first overtime. The MVP attacking has got 44 points, ties it up. Then the master of the mid-range gets that to go, 46 points. The Pacers would tie and force a second overtime. SGA to the right elbow this time. Some elbow grease off the window. 49 after the foul shot. And then going downhill with the left hand, gets to 51, adds 4 free throws, a double nickel. And the Thunder win their second straight double overtime game. First team ever to do that to start a season. Mr. Perkins joins us now on SportsCenter. Perk, the Thunder racking up some overtime now. I mean, this finals rematch did not disappoint. Pacers hung in there. They basically didn't have a point guard after halftime. What stood out to you about OKC's latest marathon?
Well, the first thing is that OKC got to be prepared. Every single night they're going to get their opponent's best shot. That's part of being a champion. That's number one. Number two, that SGA is the best player in the world. That's what stood out to me. Again, when it mattered the most, we saw him take it over. And when you look at the game and how it's being played, he has officially brought the mid-range back. 55 points tonight, doing it in all phases offensively, getting to the free throw line and doing everything he needed to do to lead his team to victory. And then when you look at the depth of the Oklahoma City Thunder, missing Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren didn't really have it going offensively. You look at Aaron Wiggins, 21 points. You have AJ coming in off the bench. He had 26 points. Their depth is scary for the rest of the league. Like, it's plug and replace. No Alex Caruso tonight, and those guys just keep finding the pieces to come in and produce at a high level.
I don't know if winning every game in double overtime is sustainable, but it's sure fun to watch. That's for darn certain. Hey, the late game, that wasn't shabby either. Nuggets and Warriors, they were trading haymakers. Aaron Gordon has his blizzard of threes. Steph comes back with a flurry. How did the Dubs prevail in this one, Perk?
You know, to be honest with you, I haven't seen Steph Curry this locked in and this determined in the last 2 to 3 years. He is focused, and there's only one thing on his mind, and that's getting back to the promised land and completing the mission of winning his 5th ring. What he done tonight was Steph Curry at his finest. I mean, carrying this team, well, I wouldn't say carrying this team, but doing it when it mattered the most. 42 points, and then all of a sudden you see the trust in a young Jonathan Kuminga, right, and Steve Kerr, which I think is going to be huge for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga, the athleticism that he brings at the wing position. Steve Kerr trusting him in the overtime late in the 4th quarter. That's going to go a long way, because if the Warriors are trying to win a championship, which they are trying to do, Jonathan Kuminga is going to be the most important piece to their success.
It all starts with number 30, watching Steph. It never gets old because he never gets old. Dubs 2-0 to start the season. Perk, he remains perfect as well, 3 nights in. Good stuff, big man.
Appreciate you.
Senator, the NBA rocked by scandal today as the FBI arrested Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former Cavs assistant Damon Jones on charges of illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. And the allegations are that all 3 were backed by the mafia. It's a stunning piece of news, and it just so happens my co-anchor, also an attorney. So how bad is this for those guys?
That's pretty bad. Eastern District of New York, they pursue these cases. They rarely lose them. Their track record is great. And here's the thing. They're trying to make a statement, I think. They want to pursue this to the fullest extent. They want to make sure that, especially with gambling and sports betting becoming so big right now, they will not stand for illegal activities. So this includes possibly years in prison if the charges, based on the charges right now, and there may be more to come. And by the way, the accusations against Billups, particularly alarming, as U.S. Attorney Joseph Nocella detailed today.
The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, and also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator. Defendants who participated in the rigged poker scheme are charged with wire fraud conspiracy. Other defendants have been charged with crimes including illegal gambling, money laundering, Hobbs Act robbery, and extortions.
The Trailblazers released a statement stating, "We are aware of the allegations involving head coach Chauncey Billups, and the Trailblazers are fully cooperating with the investigation. Billups has been placed on immediate leave, and Tiago Splitter will assume head coaching duties in the interim. Any further questions should be directed to the NBA." We now bring in Brian Whithurst for more information on the ongoing gambling investigation surrounding the NBA. Brian, what is the league's biggest issue with the investigation in regards to player availability?
Yeah, so this indictment really is looking at the way that some people within the league exploited a loophole that has existed within the NBA for decades, and that's that very often a team will make a decision on whether a player, especially a star player, is going to be available for that night's game, but then not publicly announce it, largely for strategy reasons. That has been the case for decades, okay? And there are a certain amount of people who know and can profit from that information. And that is what the federal government is alleging happened here with Chauncey Billups, with Damon Jones, and with at least one Orlando Magic player who let the people know, and that those people use that information to exploit it and bet on it. Now, as sports betting has become more proliferated around the country, the NBA recognizes this problem and they have made adjustments. They have tightened their rules on injury reporting. They have increased transparency. They've even fined teams for not following those new protocols. But there's still a window there, and it's still a soft target for people who know they can get that information. And that is what this accusation is. And so when the dust settles on this, whether it leads to convictions or guilty pleas or more accusations, I do think you're going to see the league tighten down the space of time, especially with star players, between when a team makes a decision and when it's publicly announced.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Seems like there still might be holes in there, but they're going to work to tighten that up. Now, Terry Rozier is interesting in all of this. He was under investigation by the NBA, but he was allowed to continue playing. What happened in that investigation?
Yeah, so this is probably one of the biggest things that the NBA is going to have to answer for coming out of this entire mess is why did Terry Rozier, meet the standard where he was able to return to play? I talked to league officials about this today, and what they said is the NBA just does not have the investigative powers as the Justice Department does. They can't wiretap. They can't get guys to plea bargain. They have limited ways that they can access phone records. And so this is why that despite doing their investigation,